Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be providing a long-term market analysis for Theta. I'll be talking about the very most recent rejection I'm seeing here on the weekly. I'm going to be covering some key support and resistance levels, as well as my outlook and what I want to see going forward into, say, the next few months. So if you guys enjoy the content, please do consider leaving a like and subscribing. Also consider checking out our sponsors and partners over at ftx.us. You can sign up to their exchange with the link in the description below and get a 5% discount on your exchange fees. It's a great exchange. I do highly recommend them. All right, so let's talk about Theta here. I am on the weekly chart. And one of the things I'm really looking at here in the short term is this very strong level of resistance around $1.75. Now, this level corresponds to a horizontal level of resistance, but also these moving averages, both the 20 SMA and the 21 EMA. Okay, so that's this band on this chart. And these are the two moving averages that we've rejected off of twice during these bear market rallies. All right, so you can see back in December of 2021, we did have a rally right into that level of resistance. We rejected and then formed lower lows. And then we had a similar thing where we had support being held around $2.70, the bounce into resistance once again, and another rejection off these moving averages. So to me, I look at this move and it does look pretty similar where, we've got support right around $1, we're bouncing back up, and then we have resistance at these moving averages. So if this move is to continue the current trend in place, then it would kind of be followed up with a break of support and then a forming of lower lows. Now, obviously that trend does not have to repeat itself. We could have something different, but it's going to be something that you should be watching out for. It's a very key level of resistance, and it's also confluent with this level of resistance at $1.75, considering how this was previous support and the consolidation range that we held back here earlier on in 2021. So again, a very strong level of resistance, and I'm also starting to see a little bit of weakness within Bitcoin and Ethereum. So if this trend is to continue itself and we're having yet another lower high formed, then watch out for these lows to see if we're going to start holding and retesting that. Because you can see how, each of these prior support levels following the rejection was taken out. Basically, we had one last test and then a rejection below, and you can see the same thing where all of these weekly candles held it until we had that rejection. So if we're coming back down to the support level around $1, $1.10, watch out to see if we're able to hold this. If we can and we can bounce from there, then maybe we have sort of a different trend starting to play out. And maybe we're having some sort of longer term bottoming base pattern starting to form. So that is going to be something absolutely crucial to watch out for. Another thing that's going to be important to consider is maybe if we're starting to break back above these and then flip it into support. And that would really be on the bullish side of things, where if we're starting to reclaim both of these levels, the horizontal resistance at $1.75 as well as these moving averages, then that would really go a long ways into reducing the bear market momentum, and for me, really diminish the probability that we'd have a continuation of the long-term bear trend. But again, that still hasn't happened as of this moment. These levels are still resistance until proven otherwise, and this still, to me, looks like a short-term sign of a rejection. And again, watch out if that rejection has some follow through and we continue lower to this support level around $1, $1.10. All right, so now I want to switch over to the Theta Bitcoin chart, which I think is very important to consider. I like to look at the ratio charts for different altcoins so that we can see how they're performing against Bitcoin. And, I really like to see altcoins outperforming Bitcoin, because if they're not, if they're in longer term bearish trends, I would much rather just hold Bitcoin, because Bitcoin does tend to have less risk associated with it. It is more time proven and tested by the market. So currently I have this red line pulled up. This is the 20 SMA average. And you can see that it's actually flipped into support at the moment, where previously this was the level that we had rejected off of several times. So you can see this rejection here in September, another rejection in November, two more rejections right here in January, some over in February, March, April, and each leg down was followed by resistance at this 20 period average. And you can see this is the very first time that Theta Bitcoin has been above this moving average for the past 58 weeks. So over 1 year now, and we're finally back above this. So that is a positive sign to see. But before I start to get excited about this, I also have to consider the longer term resistance level between 700 and 600 Satoshis. Okay, so this was the resistance that we held back here in October of 2020. We also had some resistance earlier on in 2021. And eventually when we did break above this, we had this mania rally here taking us to the peak around 2,700 Satoshis. So I really can't get excited too much until we actually reclaim this level of resistance again, ranging from 700 to 600 Satoshis. But it is still promising to see that at the very least we have reclaimed this moving average where, again, all of these candles have rejected off of. So even if we can't reclaim this resistance zone from 600 to 700 Satoshis, we at least don't have to look to this moving average as potential resistance for where we could form a lower high. So overall, that is my longer term analysis on Theta. I hope you guys did enjoy the content in the analysis. Once again, check out our sponsors over in the link in the description below, ftx.us. You can sign up with my link, Snowy Crypto, and get a 5% discount on your exchange fees. All right, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.